Hi everyone and welcome back to another writing lesson today. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of August. Let's have a look at our home learning intention. I'm learning about writer's voice so I can describe my character and setting better. How will you know today whether or not you are a successful learner? You will know if you can do these things. If you can describe your main character using adjectives, that's words that describe your character, and if you can describe your setting using adjectives. Also, if the reader can visualize your character and setting, that means if the reader can get a picture in their head of where your story takes place and the people who are in your story, the characters. So let's have a bit of a refresh about what writer's voice is. It's you. It's how you can make a story come to life through the words that you use and the emotion that you feel. So the words that you put, the adjectives that you use, the tone of voice that you're writing in is your writer's voice. In our story, The Pet Shop Revolution, so hopefully you've had a bit of a listen to this story read on YouTube. Ana Juan, who is the author of that story, she wrote on the first page, Mr. Walnut owned the biggest pet shop in the city, but everyone was afraid of him. Now, straight away in those first two sentences, I get a picture of our character, Mr. Walnut, and I have an image of a walnut that you eat. So I think of this short, odd-shaped little man, and he owned the biggest pet shop in the city. So I have this vision in my mind of this huge building that sort of really stands out in this city. And in the illustration, you can see the city in the background here, and this big building seems to just jump out. But in the next sentence, she writes, but everyone was afraid of him. And so my question then is, why were they afraid of him? And our author answers that question on the next page because she says he always had a terrible scowl on his face with smouldering eyes and a deep, deep frown. So that makes me think that maybe one of the reasons people were afraid of him was because of the way that he looked. It sounds like he wasn't a very happy man. He had a terrible scowl. He didn't just have a scowl. She used a great adjective here, the word terrible scowl. Can you show me a scowl on your face? Let me have a look. Oh, look at those scowls. Fantastic. So he must have been quite an unhappy man, and he had smouldering eyes and a deep, deep frown. And I've put a picture up here on the screen that shows a man with smouldering eyes. So those eyes are not happy eyes. Smouldering eyes are not happy eyes, and a deep frown. And again, the author has used the word deep, deep frown. So she's given us the use of an adjective, the word deep, but she hasn't used it just once. She's used it twice to try and give us a real understanding of that frown. Let's move on to the next page where she says, Mr. Walnut's pet shop was dark and cold. Straight away, the image that comes to my mind there, I feel this cold shop, and I feel if I was to step into this Mr. Walnut's pet shop, that I'd have goosebumps running up my arms, and I'd have to really squint to see properly because I can't see very well because there's not much lighting. And when I think about it, that's not the image that I would normally think about when I think of a pet shop. So the question is, what is your job in writing today? We're going to use the structure that was used in the book of The Pet Shop Revolution, and we're going to use that to help us with our own writing, but you're going to come up with your own characters and your own setting to make up your story. So have a think about the setting. It might be a circus, it might be a castle, it might be a football field. Think about your character and how they're going to fit into your setting. What's their name going to be? Is it going to be a him? Is it going to be a her? And what is it that people notice about your character? So with the book that we've just read, people were afraid of him. What's going to be wrong with your character? Maybe your character can't stop smiling. Or maybe your character is very boring. You have to think about your character. And then you're going on, he or she always had and think about the words that Ana Juan used. And you can go back to the previous page and have a look at the words that she used because I've got the text there, so you can use that to help you with your writing. So choose a character, choose a setting, have fun coming up with your own stories. Remember to use lots of fantastic adjectives, and I can't wait to read your stories. Happy writing, everyone. Bye.